tonight. Elyse.
Hey there, Tom. And the latest update on those thunderstorms is they are growing and intensifying at this hour. So let's get right to 13 alert radar. You can see how they really have blossomed within the past hour or so, with lightning growing at this hour. So let's zoom around the radar to show you what we're expecting. Just north of Lake Livingston right now, we have some thunderstorms producing heavy rainfall and lightning right now. Been analyzing these. No hail expected within these thunderstorms quite yet. One thunderstorm that I'm keeping a close eye on right now is just to the southwest of New Waverly, just north of Lake Conroe in northern Montgomery County. It's about to cross I-45, and you see on reflectivity here on the radar the shape of the thunderstorm. That's what's caught my attention. But when we analyze this a little further using our storm relative winds, I'm not seeing rotation within this thunderstorm, or at least rotation that would be close enough to the ground within the levels of the atmosphere that would really make this a storm to monitor or be concerned about at this moment. It's one I'll be keeping a close eye on, though, for any rotation, just given the nature of that thunderstorm. And then to Magnolia now, where you see all the lightning, lots of heavy rain within this thunderstorm just south of Montgomery. Potentially some small pea-sized hail within this thunderstorm. The updraft is weakening, though, within that one. Then to the west, even still, just to the west of Katy, you can see those thunderstorms in between right over Sealy right now in Eagle Lake. They've been getting some nice, healthy rainfall within the past hour or so. And then our 13 alert radar in Edna picking up on this thunderstorm here using that analysis there. Just some light showers to the south of Edna and north of Matagorda Bay. These have all developed along this front. So this front is moving through. That's why we have thunderstorms in the forecast right now, and why thunderstorms continue to be in the forecast tonight. So we have about a 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures, because of that front, will fall eventually into the mid to upper 60s. That front lingers over our heads tomorrow. So 82 for a high temperature, but rain is still in the forecast for your Monday. I'll have the latest on a future track to show you when to expect showers for tomorrow as well, coming up in a few minutes, Tom.
Elyse, thank you. Let's take a look at our Easter weather here in southeast Texas. Meteorologist Elyse Smith with a lot of rain in the forecast.
Yes, we knew today was going to be a split forecast, right? We had the small chance for an isolated shower in the morning, but as expected, we are seeing some larger thunderstorms develop right now, and those are going to continue into the evening. So let's get right to 13 alert radar. You can see how they're somewhat linear in fashion. They've developed along a cold front, so it's no surprise there. And these thunderstorms are going to continue to track slowly from west to east, more so moving from southwest to northeast. So let's zoom around the radar and time out and look at some of these thunderstorms that have developed. There's a big cluster here that is just to the west of Columbus, approaching Katy and into portions of Montgomery County as well. So this is a thunderstorm that's going to move into portions of Harris County over the next hour or so. These are pretty slow moving at about 20 miles per hour. So timing this out, Katy, you're probably going to get some rain within the next half hour or so, potentially an hour, depending on if they hold together as they continue to track east. Not severe, but some heavy rain and some lightning and some gusty winds, a possibility there. And remember, I was keeping an eye on these thunderstorms moving into Montgomery County. The one over Montgomery and Lake Conroe right now has really blossomed and exploded, but it's not necessarily severe. The structure of these thunderstorms doesn't have me too concerned at this moment. And the same one, too, that is moving into New Waverly right now. Lots of lightning, though, gusty winds and heavy rainfall. You can see even that one thunderstorm as it's moving east of I-45. This is the one I was watching for potentially some rotation. That signature had caught my attention. It's just not too organized enough for that. Looking at the Doppler winds, I can tell from this analysis. A big picture, though, these thunderstorms developed along a cold front that is producing more intense weather to our north, where we have tornado watches now for Shreveport all the way north to St. Louis. There's that front. So this front, as it's going to be in our neighborhood, that's going to be our rainmaker and our storm maker for tonight and tomorrow. So thinking about the day tomorrow, this front will stall, and that's why we have the chance for showers in the morning, afternoon, and evening, even evening tomorrow, because that front is just going to be right over our heads. And today kicks off a rainy pattern that will stay with us all the way throughout this week. We have the chance for a few scattered showers and storms tomorrow, Tuesday. Wednesday looks to be the better day at this point for more widespread activity across the region. Doesn't necessarily mean severe at this moment, but potentially some bigger, larger storms at that point, and then rain continuing all the way through Friday. Good amount of rain is going to fall, some beneficial rainfall. Our QPF map has been having some difficulty picking up on this, but I will say around 1 to 3 inches, upwards of 4 possible in spots. Hey, let's look at our Lake Conroe's tower cam. You can see that thunderstorm moving through right now. The heavy rain, the reduced visibility. Looking at the water, the winds aren't too gusty at this moment, but if these thunderstorms move through your neighborhood, you're surely going to know it with the lightning and the heavy rain. Meanwhile, everywhere else, we're pretty dry right now. A little bit of a gray sky in Houston. Walking through future track, you'll see how these thunderstorms will slowly push from west to east, doing a decent job on picking up where the storms are at this moment. So as we play through time now, we are expecting a few of those storms to move into Houston, potentially within the next 2 hours. Not anticipating them to be severe, but some heavy rainfall and lightning headed our way. There's that front still over our heads. That will eventually transition a little farther south tonight. There it is tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. So some isolated showers, potentially a lightning strike or two within these thunderstorms in the morning and into the afternoon as well. I think tomorrow between about 1 and 5 p.m. is when we'll get a second wave of activity with thunderstorms developing along that front. That's 2 o'clock. We keep that activity until the atmosphere is overworked, and then we're done with the rainfall from Monday night. We do have another rain chance in the forecast for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday as well. A rainy week this week. We dry out into the weekend. That's when temperatures get a boost into the upper 80s, with potentially this active pattern continuing all the way into next week as well.